What's going on, guys? Today is a beautiful Tuesday. I'm excited to share one secret in Forex because as you see my videos, and I'm super surprised because all of these videos I kept sharing, it got 30,000 views. 30,000 views. And in 1 month, 30,000 views. That's a lot. So I decided to make a video today. One big secret, and to become really good trader, you know, you don't you don't need so much computers, screens. Only you need two things. Number one is a brain cell. If you have a good brain cell, that's it. And number two, one of the most important thing out there, and that's why when you see the financial industries, in 70s, 80s, there's a lot of young men with high testosterone taking crazy risk. You need that testosterone. And today I'm going to talk about why you need a lot of testosterone to become one of the best trader out there. So I made two simulation tests. Two twins, they have a same parents, everything same, twins, right? All right. So I took these twins. This is simulation test, all right? I took these twins and I put in a room with the same access, same balance, account balance, everything. I found out that they both made, money. However, the guy with the higher testosterone, he took more losses. Comparing to the guy with the lower testosterone. Let's say twin A has a higher testosterone and twin B has a low testosterone. So what I found out is twin A, right, has a high testosterone. He made a more loss than the twin B. And I was surprised because I thought it's going to be totally different. And I realized the profit, the gain, also significant. Because twin A, who has a higher testosterone, he made 35% more than the twin B. However, twin B did excellent job with risk taking, risk management, because in a situation, let's say, in a crazy situation, crazy scenario, right? What I think is twin A may not succeed, because market is unpredictable, and whatever strategy, whatever plans, ABC, plan this, that plan, this strategy, that strategy, it may work for that time, but tomorrow after market really updates, completely different, or something may come out anytime, any moment, some crazy event, crazy news. You can put that in the trash. You can put that strategy in the trash. It doesn't work at all. Because I have tested dozens of times. I have tested when I got into this forex trading, first, second, was it, I think second year, was it? I was testing a lot of indicators, a lot of strategies, a lot of these, it's called like AI, not AI, EA. It used to be called as a EA when you use a MT4. I use these EA, robots to make money, but it failed miserably because I was starting. I thought I'm going to make quick money like this, like that, It failed. Later on, because I have a computer science background, I tried to make my own. What I found out, it did work for some time, But when these news came out, these AI strategy, all of this, you can throw it in a garbage. Forget about it, forget about it. This number one bullshit, It doesn't work at all. But from this experiment, from this simulation, I found out the twin A made significant money. Twin B made the money, but it's not that much, This the balance was 100K when they started that thing. In 1 year, Twin A he made 135 something, 35% gain, in 1 year. That's fucking amazing, This is not bullshit, This is not like you see some of these guys, take like $10. They say, I'm gonna convert into million, trillion. That's number one bullshit, This is how not things work, This is the funniest thing I have heard, in my life. Converting $100 into million, converting $10 into 10 billion, this number one bullshit, They attract these newbies, newbies that don't know anything about trading, They just see it, they fall into it, because they don't use their brain cells, So Twin A, he made 135, ending balance. That's 35%. This is amazing, 35%. So he made 135 at the end of the year. And Twin B, he made around, I think it was 113. So 113, 113K. That's like 13%. Still 13%. And these guys are not like beginners. They have been trading for, let's say, I did it on like, they have like 7 years experience, in trading. And they both same thing. They both look same thing. They have the same brain cells. They have same IQ, whatever you call this. But the differences is the testosterone. One of them does work out a lot, eats a lot. He has a different habits. It's not like he injected some bullshit like that. And another one just has a bad habit, It's complicated. It's a both thing, but testosterone does affect the way you trade, because you're gonna be more risk taker, If I compare 10 years ago, I was of course teenager. I was young, I did have lower testosterone, This is normal. I can't hide it. Now it's like I don't even know. Last time I tested was like 900 something. Probably it's like 1100 or something right now. It's ridiculous, it's ridiculous. And I don't just lift. I do a lot of fighting, I do a lot of boxing. I like to learn more things. Like, for example, I want to learn about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I want to learn about the wrestling, freestyle wrestling. I'm super excited, not gonna lie. If I have more time, after making these videos, more time, and I start making a lot of tons of money, of course, I will start, putting videos about how I'm learning about, all this like wrestling, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I love this like wrestling and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. If you master these two things, amazing thing. And now I do a lot of boxing, I love it, punching, look at this. I got stitches everywhere. I love to, it makes me, calm, makes me, feel better, And at the same time, I tell myself, hey, today I lose, it's not end of the world, What's end of the world, or I should say what is game over, is when you pass away. As long as you're alive in this world, try to get a job, try to secure money, try to make more money, and put that money in the side saving, and start using that very smartly. It's not my advice for anyone who's starting young and new in this game. Don't try to do this bullshit things like some say, hey, I'm converting $50 into 5,000 or this. Listen to me, you're not experienced. You haven't started. Like, if you've been doing this for 8 years and you have a, let's say, crazy leverage, let's say a non-regulated broker, who provides a crazy leverage, 1 to 2,000, then it's fine. It's fine. You can, in the past I have done $20 to $2,000, but then I stopped. I didn't want to do this because it was headache for me. I was like, what? Let me withdraw that money right away, because I was using some, I don't remember it was unregulated broker. It was a year 20, I forgot the year, but it was unregulated broker, and I convert that $20 to $2,000, and I leverage I was using was 1 to 500, I think, or 1 to 1,000, I don't remember it. And then what I did right away, I tried to withdraw that 2,000, and this broker was like bullshitting, saying this excuses, like, these brokers, they don't want to pay you, after you succeed, they don't want to pay you. All they want to see is you lose, you lose in this game. That's it. All this Forex is about losing. But I was like, what? Let me withdraw that. So after many attempts, many attempts, many emails, and then I received that thing. I received that money, and I was like, what? Let me build that computer, and now here I have it here. Computer, I built that for $2,000. Not even $2,000, like 1,800. I still use it these days. It's been like many years. What an amazing achievement. This is what I love about Forex. Let's say you're making some little money. And then you using that to pay something, like paying gas, paying bills, paying the phone, bill, something like that. Or buying microphone. I bought this microphone for cheap. I don't know how much I bought it for, like $90. It's like this. My best advice is forget about these bullshit traders that say, I'm gonna convert this $1 into $1,000,000. Number one, bullshit. Forget about these traders. Rather, what you should do is try to make as much money as possible. Try to make so much money. When you make so much money, for example, if I started trading again, let's say in 2025, and I tell myself, don't trade. Try to trade maybe demo. Just trade demo for like 3-4 years. Master it. Try to manage 100K account. Try to manage 100K account and risk 0.05%. That's nothing. That's really nothing. But it's slowly. If you accumulate everything, that's gonna be per year. It's gonna be, if you keep winning, let's say, for a year, it's gonna be 11-12%. Imagine if you do math, 11-12% on 100K account. That's $12,000 per year. It's not only that. You gotta keep funding that account. Make sure you get some good regulated broker. If you're living in US, you get a good broker. You put that money and you grow that slowly. It's not like making $10, $100 into $1,000,000. If everybody did that, why would they do these bullshit videos? There would be like, there would be maybe Jeff Bezos, or who that, Elon Musk, or whatever you call that guy. There would be that person. What the hell is this? It's like, when I heard about this, I was like, this is bullshit. This doesn't work at all. like this is like a snake oil, I don't believe this crap. Well, if like realistically, if I had $100, realistically, if I did like professional way, I would have converted into 150, 150 in 1 year. That's a lot, that's 50%. Imagine 50%. If you tell some professional, super professional that works in the Wall Street somewhere, you say 50%, next day they're gonna tell you, hey, they're gonna come to your house and say, can you work with me? 50%, that's ridiculous, because they're barely making that 8%. They're barely beating that S&P 500. How the hell they so forget about it, you know what I'm trying to say? Me, realistically, I can convert $100, $150, and I'm making these, profits in these shorts. Don't think I'm like I'm flipping the small account to big accounts. It's not like that, my friend. I have probably 300 something K, my personal fund, and I'm making 0%, 0 point something percent per week, 0 point something percent. It's not like some idiot douchebag say 2% per day. What a bullshit he's talking about. That pisses me off, because they think trading is easy. Now tell me why my hair is falling if trading is easy. Trading is stressful. That's why you need a higher testosterone. When you have a higher testosterone, you're gonna be taking more risk. At the same time, you're gonna be much sharper. This is not bullshit. But if you're a lady, don't worry about it. You still have a testosterone, but try to study 2 times harder. That's it. Study. What my advice is: keep failing, because if you keep failing, you're gonna make money at the end. You're gonna make money, but you have to build a portfolio. Not only portfolio, but a plan. What is gonna be risk management? What is gonna be exposure? What is gonna be risk exposure overall? You have to, and also time management. All this thing. It's not like so. Please. Don't believe these bullshits, The guys was like this. I share if I lose. I share if I win. I don't care, Because I'm not those type of guys, try to like flex. I got this. All they do is bullshit, This makes me laugh, because it's not possible. Listen. I am professional. I don't bullshit around. It's not possible for these guys converting $100 into 1 million. It's not possible. I'm telling you. Mark my words. I don't bullshit around. I'm that ass serious. I don't bullshit around here. So be smart, And based on these experience, 2 twins, twin A made 135, twin B made 113. 113, 135. You see the differences? Differences almost like twice bigger for the guy who has a higher testosterone. It does affect, not only testosterone, but you need the good brain cells, 2 things you need: good brain cells and high energy, If you have a good brain cells in trading, you can be very good trader. But if you have a good brain cells and a higher testosterone, you're gonna be the boss, You're gonna control these traders. They're gonna work under you, So believe me, I don't bullshit around. This is like number 1 advice, My advice is try to get good sleep, eat healthy, Don't do these bullshit things, bullshit habits. Don't believe this, snake oil, believing these I would say fairy tale, fairy tales, oh, I'm gonna convert $100 into $1 billion, forget about it, but I'm gonna start posting more videos, I really don't care. This video right now I'm recording, this is unscripted, whatever you call, I don't give shit. I just like to share what I like. I'm not gonna sit around, oh, what my subscribers want to see. This number one bullshit, man. That's why I'm real, I keep everything real. Testosterone, baby. Let's get that money, profits, pips. Right, guys, subscribe to this channel if you like my videos, subscribe. We're gonna create that brotherhood, brotherhood of traders, not only trading, we're gonna do everything that makes us money. Let's get it.